Everybody, welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T, as we're going to deliver you picks here from this NFL card, 13 games. We'll also hit the card from the NBA as well as the NHL. And, of course, we'll get right to the picks. But first, let's meet the cappers on the show today. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Well, not too much, Tony. One of those days where I was losing, losing day for me. It doesn't help when the Ducks decide that, we're not going to take a knee. We're going to run that one right in there. And you're like, really? You had to get one. What are you doing? And I was like, you bet on yourself is what the Ducks did there. So definitely congratulations to the Ducks getting that useless touchdown at the end. It's like it just reminds me that we're one day away from college basketball with those crazy last second useless scores. They're coming, they're loading. They just wanted to warm us up and get us ready for Mondays going forward. So, hey, it's NFL. We've been hot in the NFL, so let's continue being hot in the NFL. College has been getting me this season. I've been burnt on a few of those, so those happen. Can't get too high. I can't get too down on yourself on the down days because they do happen. Right. You just gotta keep plugging along. And we had some nice winners yesterday, but definitely that wasn't one of them.
Nope. So no, we're gonna say hello to Mindy. Mindy, what's going on?
Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Rod. Yeah, I mean, we still have to sometimes remember we might lose 4 out of 10 days, right? I mean, it's one of those weird things in handicapping. Yeah. But yeah, we definitely always love to bring you guys the insights every single day, all of the numbers, all of the data to put you guys on more and more winners. And I think we've been consistently here doing that overall on all the videos and all the kind of good stuff. But yeah, I mean, but I guess, not so good of a day for the Big 12. Other than that, I think there was some, same old in college football.
Yep. So not about that. Some surprises there in college football. We always get those here getting into November now. And of course, I finished split my college, one with the NBA. Of course, I kind of showed my hand with the Warriors, but boy, it was a sweat there. What happened in that fourth quarter? Oh my goodness, that was insane. But we got the cover there with the Warriors, and I think Minnie threw the money line out there. I think one of them they did, and and of course, my best bet was Washington. Just go against USC on the road.
Look at that.
That's
I didn't realize that Washington had won that many at home. But what did they say? Like 19 in a row? I was like, how does that even happen?
Well,
because Washington's sitting there with like 4 losses. Yeah. You're like, really? All on the road, huh?
Yeah, well, the Penix years, right? They were just winning games left and right at home with Penix. And, the thing there with USC, it's stuff I've said this over and over again. They just bring in these offensive gurus with these passing offenses, but they neglect the defensive side of the football, and they don't build up their offensive defensive lines. And this is what happens. Right. they turn into mush when they go on the road, and it's been a sad story here for USC. We'll see what happens here. UCLA, who thought they'd go on the road and pull up wins at Rutgers and Nebraska? This was not the type of team that was going to win against those physical defensive teams like Nebraska and Rutgers, as we've seen.
They've consistently gotten better, haven't they?
We've seen UCLA go on the road and get pounded by Utah over the years several times. Well, this is the type of off defense that crushes UCLA. But no, they come away with the victory, which surprised. That was the one surprise they had. I didn't think that UCLA had it. But
I had them in the first half. I gave it in the college rundown show and on the morning show yesterday. I loved them in the first half. I've seen them come out with that drive and that force in the first half where they have the effort. But then I'm seeing them slip away. That pick 6 was huge. That changed the momentum of that game. I don't think that pick 6 happens, and I think Nebraska does what I said. They come back and they win that game in the second half. Because take that pick 6 away, it's 20-20, and it's anybody's ball game there, right? So
yeah, that's right.
That second half, you got to give it to UCLA though to step up and as Tony says, it's just now what you expected to see. As I said, I figured the second half they would collapse, but they definitely keep pouring it on.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough go still for those Huskers to be bowl eligible. It might be a repeat of last year where you just lose the rest of the way out. Like, it's going to be tough. I mean, I don't know if you're going to, I thought Wisconsin might be the tougher team than Iowa, but look at Iowa go there yesterday and just crushed them. And so it might be a tough task for the Huskers to get anything. But they still have USC, so maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance there with USC. Of course, Houston with the team that showed improvement. That was the one beating K-State, there. And I like
what happened with that? Yeah, right.
Didn't have them on my card here. And, of course, if you stayed up late and watched that, I don't know how many rain delays there were in that Navy game. That game finally finished there with Rice pulling the upset there.
Insane, isn't it?
A tough day for the Naval Academy there in that one. And of course, who can we cut? Vandy's still rolling. I had him against him. I didn't think they would be able to handle that rushing game for Auburn, but that quarterback there, man, he may make a case here, maybe for the NFL. We'll see how that rolls here with Pat Paiva. He's making some strides here, just pulling games out. Of course, many there with the KC Chiefs there, looking good tomorrow. We'll see how it rolls tomorrow. Buffaloes, yeah, good. It was a great time to have a bye week in the Big 12. That's
where all the upsets happen, right?
That was a win. That was definitely a win, and we'll get to the NHL a little later in the show, but I think we're ready to hit this NFL card. 13-game card from the NFL, so let's knock it out.
The NHL was tough yesterday. That's why I had 0 premiums. I actually had 1, the early game in the NHL. That was it. It was a tough day in the NHL. I kind of figured that. Saturdays are always Saturday in the NHL. Yeah, those are the tough days where teams don't cover puck lines, and you see lots of overtime games, and it's just one of those things that happen on Saturdays. But
yep.
You're there for the crowd, Rod. They're there for the crowd, right?
That's it exactly. Not true, right? It's I find Saturdays in the NHL are tough. I don't go crazy. You can't. There might be a big 16-game card, and you might be like, yeah, but you gotta take it easy.
Somebody needs to let the Kings know that the Clippers don't play in crypto anymore. There's no reason to play a day game on Saturday. I mean, really, not.
Yeah, right.
I don't get it. I mean, the Clippers aren't there anymore. Why do you think they took so long? They had to start on the road because they had to clean that. They had to clean the crypto. They had to get that stench of the Clippers out of that arena. So
yeah, exactly. That's what it was. They were doing some renovations and getting it all fixed up and ready for the Kings. So why would you want to play during the day?
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Smack dab in the middle of no sense for
that night crowd. Get you juiced. You sell more concessions. You sell more alcohol.
Big Ten did yesterday. They put Ohio State, Penn State on at 11, and you know what I mean. Just like craziness. Your late game was Iowa, Wisconsin. Like, what are you doing there?
Well, I think what's happened now is there's so many TV networks televising college football. Peacock. You've got CW. That these all these
networks were New Mexico yesterday. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, see, all these networks want games in prime time. So once they choose their games in prime time, there's nothing left for we're seeing Division II games on ESPN late at night. And that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's what's
because Big Ten Network showing USC Washington. I mean, there's all these different ACC Network had a game. Probably the best game was on ACC Network. But it's just crazy that there's just and there was a lot of teams on buys because we had it was a smaller card on a Saturday, shorter week. So that's what happened. We'll see how it rolls. There'll be some more buys as we move till the end of the year.
It's crazy that like those SEC teams are playing, Maine and stuff and Charlotte at the end of the season.
Yeah,
instead of front loading it,
Yeah, we'll have some of those as well. Yeah, how did that? How did that Ohio State? Yeah, that's right. How did it go over the total? They slowed it down in the second half again. Big 10-0 lead by Penn State. Blow it there late, but we're ready to roll here.
Scored more, man.
Yeah, there should have been more. That should have been an over total there, no doubt. All right, so let's knock off these NFL games. We'll start here with Patriots, Titans, Chargers, and Browns, Saints, and those Panthers. We start with Rod.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Saints taking on the Panthers, and the Panthers still have a defense that's really beat up, and now a Saints team that their offense is slowly starting to get healthier again, and Carr is supposed to be back at running the offense there. I'm not a big Carr guy, but when we did see him with the Saints, that's the stability that this Saints team needs. They've already beat up on Carolina. Don't tell me that Carolina's going to be all of a sudden. Hey, look, it's a revenge game. The Saints already whooped us up once already this season. So take Carolina. Yeah, no thanks. No chance. Give me the Saints there in that one. I think they win by 10 plus with Carr back. I think that's a huge boost for that team there in that one. And then one more this time. Just read the list.
Patriots, Titans, Chargers, Browns.
Correct. I'm gonna take the under 38.5 in the Patriots and Tennessee in that one. You look. Jake Kamara should be back for New England. He's definitely back off the injured reserve, so I think he starts this game. And then you look Levis. He's questionable for this game in this one, so you might get Rudolph again, and at least Rudolph wasn't good. We were hoping that he was the answer for the Titans. Nah, he didn't look so good. So there is a chance that we can see Levis in there. So I got to lean towards the Patriots in that one. I can't trust the Titans. Titans have a solid defense. Their offense just can't do enough to keep their defense off the field, and then that defense just gets too gassed and tired. With an offense that just doesn't give you enough of a break. You're like, what do you mean you throw a pick? We got to go out there again? So give me the Patriots there.
It's there from Rod. Move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, Rod. I mean, I tend to agree with you there with the Saints and Panthers. Panthers are just, too bad this year. I mean, Saints don't really cover. We obviously saw that without Carr. They went 0-3. But when he's in there, he does pretty good. So I don't mind him getting that -7 there today with the Saints. Then I'm going to go ahead and go on the under in that New England Tennessee Titans game. Again, it's one of those things that in this game, there's probably going to be a lot of turnovers, right? And it just depends how this goes. Because you could see, like with Washington, the turnovers made that go to an under game. We have other turnovers, the pick sixes and such. Then they go over the total. But I kind of feel like this is one, there's not going to be a lot of momentum. It might be staying around the 50-yard line in here. Titans have that longest active streak with at least one turnover at 9. And if Levis is in there, I don't know if he is, but he's like 4-10 against the spread. And then I like the Chargers here today in this one to the under. That is Chargers 6-1 to the under. This season, and that under has been gone under by 8.2 points. So let's go ahead and go under in that Chargers Cleveland game there as well.
There from Mindy. I'll tell you what I think here about this one. I'm going to look here at the Patriots plus the points. I'm seeing 3.5 now starting to move in some of these places. I don't know if there's news coming about Levis or whatnot, but if we refresh it here to see what the word is on Levis, as we've just seen the line move here to 3.5 in this game. Let's see what we've got here. Will it be Levis? Will it be the backup in this spot, Levis? So the question for me, issue here. Okay, here's a word on Levis. Levis expected to miss another game. He's expected to sit out against the Patriots. Adam Schefter just reported that. So it looks like it will be Levis will be sitting back. So they've added, I guess Rudolph's worth $0.5 point. So it's moved to 3.5. But the bigger concern is the health of Tony Pollard, the running back, because they need him. Because without Pollard, they're trending toward playing.
Because isn't Spears he injured too?
Spears is out too. Yeah, Spears is out. So they have very impact with depth. And with these running backs, if they're nicked up, they could easily get banged up even more and miss the rest of the game. So that's a concern there with Pollard. He's not 100% here, and the backup out, Spears out as well. I'll look here at the Patriots. They have shown improvement with their passing game. Obviously, with May in there, Titans passing game is really struggling no matter who's at quarterback. Tennessee 3-6 as a spread as a home favorite. They're not a good home favorite. And I'll look here at Patriots in this one. Browns and Chargers. Browns do have a slight injury advantage based on that child rating. They're showing improvement throwing the football with Herbert now. They trust him a little bit more. You've got really the key here is you got a healthier Chargers offense going against the banged up Browns defense. Don't forget the guys in the IR. The Chargers defense has played really well on the road. And the Browns issues here stopping the run. LA here 5-0 the spread off on the road off a home win. I'll take LA in that spot, laying that point. And yeah, I'm going to look as well with this Saints team laying the points. Carr returning, and a lot of the best Panthers defenders are on the IR. And there's a huge injury advantage here for the Saints in this one. Again, a very low child rating for the Saints defense, for the Panthers defense at 67, and based on their quality there. And Carolina 2-6. The 2-6 of the spread is a home dog of 3.5 to 9.5 points. So I'll look at the Saints in this one. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show as we're getting ready for the next series of games. And they will be, we've got the Rod's Dolphins at the Bills, Cowboys at Falcons, Broncos at Ravens. We get to start with Rod. Well, notice the hat doesn't have the hat on today.
No hat on today. I couldn't find my Buffalo hat, so I think I have to find the Buffalo hat and put it on, because it's just Buffalo has Tua's number. They just love to beat up on the Dolphins. We already seen it once this season. It's the revenge spot again. It's one of those second spots for the revenge spot. But the Dolphins don't fare so well going into Buffalo, and we look what this Buffalo offense is doing, and going against the Buffalo's defense that is a sieve. That's their weakest part of their game. Can they go toe-to-toe with the Bills and score a whole pile of points? I think so. I like the over 49.5 there. But I think the Bills come away with the win. I just can't. even 6. I think it's coming up to 6.5. Watch out. I think 7 might pop up in that one, begging you to take the Dolphins there. I even with Tua back there, I just don't see it. This Bills team is solid offensively, and the Dolphins just are too bad defensively. I like the over in that one. Another one in this slot. Yeah, you got to trust Dallas and Atlanta. You look at this Dallas team, right? And it's like, do you trust Dallas on the road? No, I don't trust Dallas on the road. Do you trust Dak to do something here? No. But the problem is you also got Kirk Cousins on the other side of things. And you look at Kirk Cousins' numbers versus the Tampa Bay team, and then look at Kirk Cousins versus everybody else. and what a difference. It's like it's 50-50 touchdowns, interceptions. It is going against a really bad Dallas team. So I think he could shine and have those same Tampa Bay numbers. Not a premium for me, but I would have to lean to Atlanta just the way Dallas is. But defensively, and then you got to trust the Dak to do enough. Ezekiel Elliott is suspended. Of course, he's suspended. You might as well bench him. He wasn't doing anything. It was the worst pickup ever. I don't know why you
even average like 30 yards.
Yeah, it's why you got rid of him. Maybe if you bring him back to retire his number or something, but other than that, I don't see why you would have brought him back this season whatsoever at all. Why would you pay him money to come back? He was looking pretty beat up. He lost the tire on the way in. He had a half decent career, but he's done. Seriously, he's benched. Actually, I don't know if did they actually suspend him. I thought he was a healthy scratch this week. So
yeah, it was like what attitude or what do you call it? Something like that. I can't think of the right thing. What did he say? Healthy scratch because of his attitude. I don't remember what it was. Something like that.
Right? So you got to trust Atlanta to lay points, and then I got to trust Dallas to cover points. It's not a premium here where I would lean. Cook is now going to be the running back, right? He's been elevated off the practice squad for Dallas. So I think he plays in this one. And if he does play, that's huge. So as much as it's going to hold your nose and take the 3, because it's just one of those spots, I think you probably get a push. But this is probably a 3-point game, but I would lean to Dallas.
Our man Rico Dowdle looks like Rico Dowdle will be at the running back.
He'll be the number 1. Yeah, Dowdle will definitely be the number 1.
Yeah.
And Dalvin Cook, same thing. Who's older? Is it Elliott or Cook?
Good question.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it's decline. These guys decline quick at the running back position. That's what happens.
You only have so much tread on those tires, unless your name is you're on Baltimore, and then those treads never wear out. He just keeps retreading and keep going.
They got snow tires. You need to get the snow tires.
That's what it is. Yeah, they got to get those snow tires on.
You keep buying those Econo tires there, those no-name brands. I don't know, Kayos. What are those cheapy ones they have out there? I don't know.
No Kias, or no Kias, or
yeah.
So I would lean to that. As much as I would lean to Dallas plus the points there, because it's probably a 3-point game. We know Atlanta games come right down to the wire, as always, usually last-second field goal. So,
yep, they happened. We'll see there. We move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, so we were talking about Dolphins and Bills, right? I mean, Allen, we know straight up 7-1 against the spread. Tua, it's Josh Allen's most profitable guy to go against, right? On the road, Tua has not been good either. Neutral site, he's like 18-11, at home, but neutral site or on the road, 11-14. Tua is 9-1 versus the Patriots and Jets, but only 2-5 versus the Bills. It's his nemesis. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bills here in that one. Then we have this Cowboys Atlanta. But yeah, it's one of those Cowboys have just struggled against the spread. 3-9 in their last 12. Again, it comes down to that running game. I think you make Dak one-dimensional and he's just no good, right? He's predictable. And I think because of it's going to be one-dimensional, I think Atlanta, they don't blitz much, but I think this is a time that they need to go ahead and come after Dak. That's for sure. Falcons are trying to get their guys up there to that 10-sack realm. I think this might be one of those games, but Dallas is being outgained by like 175 yards on the ground. It is not good. Not a good place to be. I'll go ahead and take the Falcons there in that one. And then I think we had, did we do Denver?
Denver's also in the slot. Yeah, Denver's.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to go ahead and beat on the Broncos and that 9.5. I mean, look, Nick's early on, he's been pretty impressive on the road, 4-0 covering the spread, and they've covered by 13.8. He's just this little go-getter type of guy. I mean, I think it is like age and maturity. I think they're going to be able to do enough to stay within the 10. I'll take the Broncos.
Broncos there with Mindy. I'll tell you what, I think I'm agreeing there with the Broncos here plus the points. Were we 10 at that one? It was 9.5. We're still 9 now. We're seeing 8.5 now coming up.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we're seeing it go the other way here. And no clear advantage injury-wise, but man, I'll lean on the Denver strong defense here. Boy, very good pass defensive team here. Ravens have really struggled the past 3 games, giving up 28 points, 68% completion, 7.7 yards per pass attempt. We know that their strength is the run game, and I think Bo Nix, although he could scramble a little bit, maybe could beat it. We saw that last week. Talked about this last week how the Ravens pass, they give up the big plays in the passing game, and you run. You can maybe pick off some big plays in the passing game. As the Ravens defenders just seem to fall asleep for some reason. I don't know what it is. They just seem to give up those big plays, screwed up coverage. We saw that with famous Jameis with that passing touchdown there. I'll look at the Broncos here at plus the points. Money's moving now. We're seeing 8.5 popping up as we said here. Cowboys and Falcons, I think a tough game to pick here. But when you look at these Cowboys teams here, I had to really dig deep and find this one. When they play these good passing teams on the road, and I'm talking about passing teams that average 7 yards per pass attempt or greater, the Cowboys are 1-7 of the spread. So against these good passing teams, they failed here. We saw that the Bucks had the same problem against Atlanta, right? I remember that trend was similar there. So I'll take Atlanta here at that price, laying the 3, based on that fact that the Cowboys have difficulty against these good passing teams on the road. 1-7 of the spreads when you average 7 yards per pass attempt or greater. And the Miami and Buffalo game can only look by Buffalo on the side. It's a bit of a big spread here, but man, Miami's just been bad as a road dog of 3.5 to 9.5. 1-4 the spread. I'm sure Buffalo's in there as well. They're also against these good teams, offensive teams that average 5.65 yards per play or greater. 3-8 to the spread on the road against good offenses. We'll take Buffalo laying that point there. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. Next series of games will be Raiders and Bengals, Commanders and Giants. We move to the late window here with the Bears and Cardinals. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and looking at the Raiders taking on the Bengals. You're looking in that one injury-wise. If you look, I think Higgins is doubtful. I don't think he plays again this week. I think he's out this week for Cincinnati. But I think this is the spot at the. I'm seeing 7.5 in a lot of places with the Raiders here. I think you can find a 7 if you like the 7, but. I think this is the spot that Cincinnati gets the job done. They're 3-5. This is almost one of those must wins, and I think they can come in against the Raiders and get the win. Especially here at home, I think they win by 10 plus over the Raiders. The Raiders needed that late second points to get the cover against the Chiefs, but I don't think they do it here. I think the Bengals are the better team. Give me the Bengals there and now. And I think Minshew does not have a good game here against Cincinnati. They slow him up.
Minshew will choke. Minchoke.
Choke.
He got min choke. He will be choking on his food today, says Rod.
And then with the
we had Commanders, Giants, Bears, Cardinals.
Commanders, Giants. I'm just going to take Washington there and now, and I think that momentum just continues right on over into beating up on the Giants. I know Daniel Jones in prime time, he's probably looking for the Giants have moved the ball. They just not very good at punching them in to score touchdowns. And as I said plenty of times, if you can't score touchdowns, you're not going to win games. Trying to win it on the bulk of the foot. This is another one of those revenge games. We've already seen it. Remember that field goal game? It was like, you kick a field goal, I'll kick a field goal. You kick a field goal, I'll kick a field goal. Washington got the win in that one. I think it's not going to be a field goal game. And I think that Washington team, when they did play that, they were just starting to get things rolling. And then we've seen after that game was just Washington offense just tick, 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 tick. So I had to go with Washington there in that one. I just don't trust the Giants offense enough. I think they win by 7+. Not a field goal game in that one. Give me Washington there.
Yeah, Washington has just gotten better after that one. We move on over to Mindy.
All right. Let's start with this Raiders Bengals team. We got a team here with Cincinnati statistically has the better offense. But when it comes to the defense, we know that this Cincinnati team is super leaky, right? We watched what happened with Vegas versus the Chiefs. They had that last minute backdoor cover. I think it might be something similar to that today. It's one of those like, if I look at Antonio Pierce, he's 5-1 against the spread, 4-0 on the road. So I'm going to go ahead and lean to the Raiders in this spot. Like, again, I don't think the Raiders win this game outright, but I think they can go ahead and keep it close in that one. So take the Raiders there. And then I'm going to go to the under in this Washington Commander. New York Giants team going under. It's one of those, if you watch these two teams, what they do is tend to regress as the game goes, right? They get off to hot starts. If you look at these guys, where they are, first quarters against the spread, 6-2. But look at fourth quarters against the spread, 2-6. I mean, so it's one of those that they just tend to regress throughout this game. Dable, he's pretty good against Washington in the past, historically, but it's a different team, different quarterback. But I think that Giants defense is pretty tough. I'm going to go ahead and stick to the under in that game. Also, we'll be going under in the Chicago Bears, Arizona Cardinals game. Again, it's going to be interesting to see. These big trends are out there with the Bears and Caleb Williams, right? You have some good numbers, some bad ones. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the under. I think it's just one I think the Bears are going to buckle down after last week with Washington. And it's going to come down to being able to contain Murray or not, right? I think that's what it comes down to. I think they have no choice but to go ahead and stall this one out. I think it's going to be good defensive line play here by the Bears. So going to go under this total.
Yeah, from Mindy, I'll tell you what I think here about these games. I'll look at the Commanders here laying the points. Both teams are fairly healthy entering this game. Washington run the football very effectively, 5.2 yards a carry. So that really opens up the passing here for this Commanders team. Again, New York just put up 14 points per game at home. Inefficient passing game at home. The home run splits are something here for this Giants team. But their pass defense is struggling. It's giving up 71% completion rate at home. I'll look at Washington in that spot. Raiders and Cincy, yeah, but Mindy was talking about how Cincinnati's defense. Yeah, I have to look at the Raiders here, +7. Min will chew in this game. He won't choke. He will chew up yards. So I like Min chew in this one. 0-4 the Cincinnati 0-4 the spread is a home favorite, 7.5 to 14. But we didn't get that half in there, right? Yeah, we are. It is 7.5 now. Great. Yeah, so that falls in that play there, that system play there. But still, Vegas 9-6 to the spread as a road dog. Raiders have covered 2 straight as dogs, right? Against the Rams and against the KC in that one. Let's see here again. Bengals at home this year, giving up 33 points a game, 71% completions, 8.7 yards per pass attempt. I'll take the Raiders here. Min will chew in this game. All right. What do we got next?
He'll chew and choke.
He'll chew and he'll choke, right? He'll choke in the first half. He'll chew in the second half, right? He doesn't have to look over his shoulder because Adam Connor is hurt, right? So he doesn't have to look over his shoulder at all in that one. I'll be on. I think we talked about the Commanders there. Well, Bears and Arizona. Strength on defense here. I'll take the Bears. I think they've got the better defense, so I'll back them in this spot. Remember, the Arizona does have their best 3 defensive tackles on the IR. So that makes a slight advantage here for the Bears. But their Cardinals offense is very healthy entering this game. A 75 rating on the Chow ratings for the Bears defense. So they're pretty banged up, as we said, those guys on the IR. Chicago's offensive form has improved over their past 7. So look at the Bears in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Spix Morning Show as we'll get ready here for the next series of games. So we will go ahead and let's go ahead with these. We got 4 left on the board. Let's just do them in 2s here. We'll go Jaguars, Eagles, Rams, Seahawks to Rod.
And for me, I would think the Rams here on the road. I kind of was leaning to Seattle earlier in the week, but I don't think so. I think this Rams team. It all depends on Nakua. Might be playing in this game. Definitely questionable that if he plays, and if you look at the numbers, if he does play, that Rams offense is it'd be a huge boost. Then you got two guys that can pitch and catch too. So if he plays, I still think the Rams with Cooper Kupp. He's just too much of a weapon. Even when you double cover the guy, he still finds a way to get the ball. So I got to go with the Rams. I just don't trust the Seahawks enough. Earlier in the week, I was kind of leaning to the Seahawks, but no, I think the Rams come and get her done in Seattle. That Seattle is not that loud ruckus like it was when Clappy was there. Yeah, 12th man is dead forever. No home field. It'll be back. Don't worry in Seattle. That 12th man will definitely not go away. Just right now, you're having a little bit of struggles and slumps, and it's not as loud and ruckus as it was. You know why? Because you need Clappy there. Maybe put Clappy back for a game as a guest spot and get in there, and he'll be right in there clapping, and he gets the crowd going. It's what's missing there in Seattle. That boost is huge, and yeah, no DK Metcalf is huge as well.
That's a huge
Seattle.
one. Yeah, DK's big. Yeah, big one. And Walker's not running like he used to. Maybe his window's closing already. You know what I mean? Yeah, he used to be the guy. But he played, that was the idea because Pete Carroll had that run mentality, right? Now it's a different coach. That may have been an impact.
And
there.
Walker's knee, whatever that injury was to his knees, he has never come back to the form that we had seen him run in the NFL. It's just that first start of his season, and then he injured himself, and he's always been dealing with injuries since. So it's just not the same. Sometimes that happens. His tread fell off early.
That's
more tire references.
Tire references there.
Oh, yeah, run.
He ran too much and he ran out his tread. We move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, I think Walker's been a little bit under the weather too, is what some of the reporting is. Not been feeling well, a little bit sick. But yeah, I mean, historically being a home dog here for Seattle has been, pretty good. And dating back to Super Bowl days, Sean McVay, 0-8 off of some rest. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Seahawks here, plus the 1.5 points in this one at home. I'm hoping they can go ahead and keep it close. And then we got Jaguars and Eagles, right? I'm going to go ahead here and take a look at the Eagles. It's one of these, it's kind of just feeding Lawrence here for the most part. Eagles have historically been pretty good. And as Lawrence's opponents have the higher win percentage, he gets worse. He's 0-4 straight up against folks with the record like the Eagles. And I forgot to write it down. 5-2. When you're 5-2, he's 0-4 straight up.
Yeah, from Mindy. All right, we'll continue here. We'll see Seattle, 30% chance of rain today. The rain is going to be on the next game, and the Lions and Packers, 77% rain, 51 degrees, 15-mile-per-hour wind. That's in the next game. And Monday night looks like rain as well, but we'll cover that tomorrow. All right, I'll tell you what I think about these games here in this spot. Yeah, I got to look Eagles in this one. It's just they have a clear injury advantage in the Chow rating. Eagles defense, the healthiest here. Jaguars offense, 75 rating here. So they're not very healthy offensively with these Jaguars. Just look at the form for the Eagles. They're just hitting peak form right now with their offense and their defense. The Jaguars on the road has not been very good. The passing game has been inaccurate, inefficient. The defense has given up 71% completions, 8 yards per pass attempt, 28 points a game on the road. This might be just a smash spot here for the Eagles. NFC versus AFC, so they probably, these teams don't know each other very well. But when the Philadelphia Eagles play these poor passing defenses at home, these are teams that give up 235 yards passing per game or greater. They're 3-0. They're spread at home against these bad passing defenses. Also the Jaguars 1-5 the spread on the road after a home loss. So we'll take the Eagles laying the points here. And in that Ram game, the quote I got was from McVay. He says, they asked him about Nakua. He says, don't bet against him. Bet against him sitting. That's what he said. McVay was, So
after last week, or 2 weeks ago, the
issue with the Seattle here is they're struggling offensively. Also on defense, giving up 5.5 yards a carry, 68% completion rate, 7.8 yards per pass. So the Seattle defense starting to wear out here. So I'll look at the Rams in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. Next game's up. As we talk, this is a weather game. Lions and Packers. We're looking at possible rain here, high percentage of rain there. Then the indoor game, Colts and Vikings for Sunday night. We start with Rob.
Yeah, and I like the under in Detroit and Green Bay. Love going to play in this game, but how much is he going to play? What percentage is he? And we've seen Detroit just run it up and score bunches and bunches. But in a rainy game, it's going to have a little bit of wind to it. This is a divisional battle as well. These two teams don't like each other. Smash mouth football. Give me the under 47.5 there in that one between those two teams. And then the Sunday nighter. Oof. Vikings have burnt me. Vikings have burnt me too many times. They don't cover numbers and they don't win by numbers either. So I had to take the Colts plus the 5 in that one. That's just too many points, especially on a primetime game. Colts have been money as the dog this season. Yeah. Always covering the spread. So you're going to give me that much points with the Colts. They're always battling. Give me the Colts plus the points there.
Yeah, Flacco to start, Richardson on the bench. We move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and be on the Lions there in Green Bay. It's one of those, it's hard to go against Dan Campbell and what they've been doing. I mean, this number keeps popping out, right? Lions have scored 172 points in their last 4 games. It's like their biggest span there in history. So I just feel like right now with that running game for the Lions, it's exceptional. Jacobs may not be in there also. I just kind of feel like this is a spot here for the Lions. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over in that Indianapolis-Minnesota game. It's one of those, if I take a look at what Flacco has done, it's been pretty impressive. He's when I look at his EPA numbers, I mean, he is consistently gets it done. I feel like they're starting to go ahead and roll in the running game. I feel like this just might be one of those back and forth style games. I'm going to go over that total.
Yeah, from Mindy, I'll tell you what I think about these here. I'm going to look here at the Packers plus the points. This is the first outdoor game here for the Lions, and we're looking at bad weather. I just have issues with backing golf in cold and rainy weather.
Outdoors.
Outdoors. Yeah, I just have that issue with them. Also, to note, the Lions are missing their Hutchinson. They lost their other defensive edge rusher, so they're missing both their edge rushers, and they gave up a lot of yards to the Titans last week, right? And still, it was a blowout game. But I think this is the test here to see how those injuries are going to impact the Lions missing their 2 edge rushers. So that's some big injury there, based on we've seen here with Hutchinson out, and then they lose the other one. So I'll look at the Packers there, kind of the weather spot, and the fact we got Goff on the road here in bad weather. In that Colts and Vikings, I think it's definitely an upgrade here to actually for the team, right? I think they'd rather have Flacco in there anyway, a steady arm at quarterback. Minnesota has dropped 2 straight, and the running game has kind of petered out at the past 3 games. But there's an issue here with Minnesota at home against these good rushing teams. At home, they are 1-7 to the spread at home, facing teams that average 4.5 yards rushing per game or greater. So look at the Colts here at plus the points. All right, we got you through here.
I seen a little picture, and somebody put up, it said a picture of Richardson and then a picture of Flacco, and it said, Flacco, Colts making the playoffs, 45.8% chance, with Richardson, 22-point-whatever% chance to make the playoffs. So definitely the Colts fans, and that was from a Colts fan page, so it was definitely one of those. The Colts fans are like, we want Flacco.
Yep. That's usually that's a lot. That's Walker. They say that a lot in soccer about the older players using walkers on the field. It's very funny when they get up there in age. All right, now it's time to turn our attention here to the NBA. As we've got a few games on. I think a 3-game card. We'll knock them out here. Let's get to the NBA, then into the NHL after. Let's see what we've got here from the NBA tonight. We'll cover the 3 games here on one swoop. We got the Pistons and Nets. Looks like the Nets laying 2.5, total 219.5. Hawks and Pelicans. We got the Pelicans 3.5, total 230.5. Close out with Magic and Mavs. The Mavs 7, total 219. There, as you know, Banchero out there for Orlando for a significant amount of time, maybe 4 to 6 weeks there. Let me go ahead and pull up my injury report. So I'll give you guys the injuries before we start the rundown here on these games. As long as my computer, it pulls up. All right, let's take a look here. Wait. Come on. Come on, where are we at here? NBA. All right, here we go. Oh, maybe we're not. Let's see what's going on here. NBA. All right. There we go. Okay. For the Pistons, as usual, Klitman and Thompson reserves out. For the Brooklyn Nets, we have Bogdanovich and Sharp and Watford out. Simmons questionable. On the Atlanta side, Bogdanovich, the guy off the bench, the shooter, out. Bufkin, Hunter, DeAndre Hunter out. Krejci, Zeller reserves out. Daniels here, a shooting guard, questionable. On the Pelicans side, Hawkins, Jones, McCollum still out. Murphy and DeJounte Murray out. Orlando, as we said, Boncaro out. Carter, the center, he missed the last game. He's questionable here with that tendonitis in the knee. Batazi questionable. Still Icksom and Kleber out here for Dallas. So we'll get started here. We'll move over to Rod.
I'm looking at Atlanta taking on the Pelicans. Only one way to go there. Take the over. And just keep continuing. Atlanta doesn't play defense. We've seen all their games go well up over this 230.5. All 6 this season. You can go back all the way to their last 9 games, I believe. It all went over the total if you want to go way back.
Wow. That's a bunch.
That's a bunch. Yeah. They just no defense being played. So to get over 230.5, yeah, I'm in. I'll take the over 230.5 in that one. And then Brooklyn laying points. I don't want to lay points with Brooklyn. Not at all. Usually we get like 7 or 8 points, or at least a few with Brooklyn. That's why they've been covering. Not as favorites. I'm not doing that. No chance. Give me Detroit on the money line. I see outright Brooklyn in this one. I think at some point here from the Nets, it's like what we've seen. The start of the season, they came out and hey, they're trying to, as Tony mentioned in a previous show, hey, they're trying to get some trade value up on these guys. They want to go to a good team and win a championship. They don't stay in the Nets. So the Nets want some pieces back. So these guys have stepped up and played pretty good. Not as a favorite, not doing it. Give me the Pistons on the money line on that one.
From Rod. All right, we move on over to Mindy.
The Pistons, they only average like 105 points. It's like, I don't know how I could be on the Pistons. I'm going to go ahead and be on the Nets here. When I think covered their last 9 here. Hawks and Pelicans, yes, totally agree. Both these teams, not so good, right? We see them at the bottom third of the NBA this season. That one is going to go over the total. And then Magic, 15-5 off of some rest. I'm going to go ahead and be on the Magic.
They're from Mindy. All right, so what I think about these games here. I'm going to look here at Brooklyn here, laying the points. The Pistons, as you said, the Pistons really struggling offensively. Minus 8.5 net rating based on poor offensive and defensive numbers. Brooklyn 6 in offensive efficiency, 116 points per 100 possessions. They do have a plus 1.5 net rating. Issue with Detroit, 29th in the league in turnovers and making just over 35% from 3. The Nets now, when they're laying points at home, they've been pretty good. 8-1 to the spread is a home favorite of 6 points or fewer. So I'll take the Nets here, laying the points. Hawks and Pelicans, I like the over. I think it's been explained why. These are teams that don't defend and play at a rather fast pace here. So I'll look here for the over in that spot. Atlanta's playing at third fastest pace. And the road giving up 51% shooting, 41% from 3, and 131 points per game on the road. The Hawks are giving up. Woo! Magic and Mavs in this one. I'll look under in this one. Orlando missing their scorer, Boncaro. Wendell Carter also in question. The Orlando has really struggled shooting the basketball on the road. Remember in that playoff game, a series against Cleveland, they couldn't win a game on the road, right? So they just can't get things done there. So I'll look at under in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. We move on over to the ice tonight. We have we have some volume of games here, so we'll get it underway here with the Islanders, Rangers, Lightning, Jets, Capitals, Hurricanes. We get started with Rod.
Yeah, for me in these ones, I tried to apologize to everybody because I tried to get these videos up, but it just wouldn't load. I just one of those days where I couldn't get nothing to upload, just kept circling around. So as soon as I can figure out what the heck's going on there, definitely left a nasty email for the service provider, that's for sure.
Don't get on your bad side, Rod.
Exactly. So one of those things you look at in these games. I'm looking to the Islanders playing the Rangers. These teams always battle. So take a 60-minute draw in that one. I think it's 3-3 as you head to overtime. Close game always. New York. Battle. I like the over 6 too. So take 60-minute draw and the over 6 there. And then Tampa Bay coming into Winnipeg. How can you bet against Winnipeg? And now you only have to lay a little bit with the Jets. Tampa Bay's off to a hot start themselves, but so are these Jets. And at home, I don't want to go against the Jets on a Sunday at home there. Lay it with Winnipeg. And Boston, against Seattle. Seattle looked awful last game out. And now you're having to come and face this Bruins team that was a little bit ornery after those losses that they had. But they got a nice win yesterday. I think they continue to win. You got to go with Boston in that one. And then did you touch all the way to Washington, Carolina?
Yeah, Washington, Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. You did those 4. Okay. So I'm looking at Washington. You look what they did yesterday to Columbus. So it's a back-to-back spot here for Washington in this spot. I like the under 6. I think both goalies that are going in that game here tonight, we get a lower scoring one. Don't expect to see a whole pile of goals from Washington like you've seen yesterday where they scored 7. Columbus was on a back-to-back. They took huge advantage there. Not going to happen here. Not going into Carolina. Carolina's that much better defensively, as you see, 5-3-1 to the under. Take the under 6 in that one.
Yeah, from Rod, we move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Rod, on Capitals, Hurricanes, under 6. It has occurred now the last 7 or 8. So definitely like the under. We might be seeing things a little bit different here on the other ones. Islanders and Rangers. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rangers here at home on the puck line. They've covered their last 7. Oh, no, you like the Jets too, right? Plus 26 and points. Plus 26 points differential there. I feel like I can't really go wrong. Lightning plus 9 and their point differential right now. Jets just scoring too many goals. I think we're, like you said, a good team to keep up. This one, I'm going to go ahead and go on the Kraken only because Bruins as favorites hasn't been great. They've lost their last 4 now. I'm going to try the crappy Kraken there. All right.
There from Mindy. All right, let's close out the NHL with these remaining games here on the card. We got Maple Leafs, Wild, Oilers, and Flames. The Blackhawks in the back-to-back at the Ducks. We start here with Rod.
Yeah, you look at the Leafs here in this spot. In Minnesota, it's tough to play at home. I don't trust the Leafs to win back-to-back games. Nope, not doing it. Don't trust it. Give me Minnesota in that one. They are the better team at home in that one. They are the better team. Give me Minnesota in that one. Not even going to overthink it. And then Edmonton coming into Calgary. Calgary's the record may be better, but we've seen what the Oilers did in Nashville without McDavid in the lineup. This team stepped up. We've seen the other players step up in his absence as well. This is a battle of Alberta. Give me Edmonton in that one. Only one winning. I'm going to take Edmonton in regulation. You can knock off some of that juice, but I don't mind if you lay the money line. I think Edmonton easily cruises to the win there. And then the Ducks taking on the Blackhawks. A tough game here. But I'm going to take the Blackhawks here on the road. The Ducks, it's one of those things. They're had some wins. They're like a 50-50 team on the season. But at this price, I don't want to lay a number with the Ducks team. Usually you get a nice plus price with the Ducks team. Not doing it. Give me the Blackhawks there in that one. Blackhawks, you're going to see some improvement where they have some games this season where they step up. They were dead last and awful last season. And you know what? With Taylor Hall back this season, because he was injured all last season. With him back in the lineup, he's only 1-2 years off of being the MVP in the NHL. People forget about Taylor Hall being there with Bedard. But those two there, lights out. Give me the Blackhawks there in that one over the Ducks.
Rod, over to Mindy.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and try the Leafs here on the road versus the Wild. They have won their last 6 now here as underdogs. I like the under in that Oilers Flames game. Don't mind the Oilers in this one here at all. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back on the Ducks. It's only because the Blackhawks, man, they've been so bad. Lost to the last 11 following a win. So I'll go ahead and be on the Ducks.
11. It's more than that. It's like it's 15 straight. Have the Blackhawks straight. The Blackhawks following a win. 15 straight losses. So yes, I'm betting against that today. I'm getting the Blackhawks win back-to-back today and end their 15 games.
He's saying trends are made to be broken today.
Exactly. So trends are made to be broken. And on 15, I think that's where it goes the other way, and the Blackhawks get the win today in Anaheim. That's why I'm going there. I totally forgot to throw in that trend as I seen it after. As soon as you mentioned that they were awful in the back-to-back, and you were like, no, it's work. Maybe on the road. I think your stat was on the road, right?
That could very well be. I did not put road or home away when I wrote that one down.
I'm sure that's on the road, I think, because I'm sure it's 15 straight losses, home or a road combined. As soon as the Blackhawks usually win, it's usually run the other way. So, and the Rangers win in OT. How's that? I like the Rangers today.
The Rangers in OT?
Yeah.
In OT, 4-3.
I'll go right there.
Final. Yeah. Rangers win in OT.
There we go. All right, we got you through the sports coverage tonight. Left now, we got our Parlay Peripheral segment. We'll start with Rod.
And for me, we're going to go with give me the New England Patriots on the money line. We're going to take the Saints, lay the points in that one. And then the one I just talked about, we're going to take the Winnipeg Jets on the money line.
There you go.
There we go. Rod on over to Mindy.
All right, let's do a little same game X parlay for the NFL here today. I think Derrick Henry gets back after it with a rushing touchdown here today. Anytime touchdown. We'll be going on the Bijan Robinson as well. I mean, that's going to be the way that they get this one done. I think is going to be on the ground today. And then this DeAndre Swift guy that plays for the Bears, man, he's been exceptional. And for whatever reason, I can't get him off of my fantasy bench to get him in over my other guys. But it might be today. He's been going over his 70 yards every single week for the last 4. Let's have him keep that one going. So DeAndre Swift plus 70 yards.
All right, I'll give you a 3-team money line parlay from the NFL with Chargers, Commanders, and Rams. There you go. For me. All right, let's see what the cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Head into a big weekend of action here tonight. It's this afternoon and, of course, through the evening as well. We'll take a look at Rod, who's enjoying a great year over at Tony'sPicks.com. 687 units of profit. I do that again. What do you have going, Rod, over at Tony's Picks? That's when I move fast when I do it.
Right.
Yeah. For me, I've got 7 NFL plays. I've got 1 play in the NHL and 1 play in the NBA. So 10 plays altogether. Definitely jump aboard something over at Tony's Picks, and let's continue to add the units and have ourselves a good Sunday. Sunday's been very good to us over the last few weeks, so definitely jump aboard. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 Capper promotional. You can see Mindy's been hot in the NFL. So is Tony. Pair us all up together and have yourself a big week in the NFL. Crushing the bookies and putting money in your pocket. Don't forget Tony T at checkout. Save 15% off all your picks over at Tony'sPicks.com.
All right, guys, got on board with Rod over at Tony's Picks. We're putting some great work over on the site. We'll take a look over at Mindy, hot in the NFL this year. Mindy, what do you got going on at the site?
It's a big day in the NFL for me. I got 11 plays, right? So we got you covered here for the morning card, and then we got 4 in the afternoon in the late slate. So make sure you go ahead and check me out at Tony'sPicks.com. Been pretty hot there. But yeah, I'm going to do a big pass in the NHL and NBA here today. Give you my best picks out. Nothing that I love in those slates there. But there's lots of folks that are doing really well in the NHL and NBA. So make sure you go ahead and take a look at all of those hot cappers at Tony'sPicks.com. There's a bunch. You could just go ahead and pick up hot capper after hot capper after hot capper, and then you can have the advantage out there with or against your friends, right? So go ahead and check us out, Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout.
Again, on board with Mindy over at Tony'sPicks.com. Doing great work in the NFL. I have a best bet on the board right now here from the NFL. I'm doing great work as well in the NFL. Over 1,000 units of profit, approaching 1,200 for the year. Also, 3-pack here from the NFL. Also, single play from the NBA. So get on board with me over at Tony'sPicks.com. I top of the board here last 30 days. So get on board. Remember that promo code TonyT at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. And, of course, some multi-cap promotions as well on the site. And, of course, late Steam plays available on the long-term passes, especially now with all these sports overlapping. That's a good feature here we have here at Tony'sPicks.com. And any long-term pass, we allow our cappers to post plays between 10 minutes and 2 hours for game time. Those are emailed directly to your inbox using the email used to sign up for the service. That's a late Steam feature that you have here on the long-term passes. So get on board. You'll get your regular member plays in by 11 a.m. Eastern time. This is just the extra stuff as our cappers continue to handicap once past 11 a.m. Eastern time, looking for those late plays to give to our customers. So a great feature here at Tony'sPicks.com is the late steam. All right, let's find out, of course, what the Cappers will have over on the YouTube channel heading down to Sunday. I know Rod had some internet issues, but Rod, what can we find for you next week here, starting Monday here up on the channel?
Yeah, normally I'll have you covered in all the hockey games going along once I get that internet issue fixed up. I don't know why I won't upload. As you can see, I'm coming in clear here, so the internet's working fine. It's just the other end where you try to upload something to Tony's Picks. That's where I'm having the big issue. It's the upload speed is zero. It's like it was 0.2, and I was like, this is not working. It told me it was going to take 16.8 hours to upload.
You got nothing but time, Rob, right? Nothing but
1 minute short, right? 16 hours, the game would have been over by the time it got uploaded. So it was just too long. So I'm working on getting that fixed, and then you'll see me got you covered on every NHL game. And then going forward this week, hey, we'll have the college rundown again. We'll have the NFL rundown again. And any other games that I pop up that I see, if I find a parlay here and there, you'll see me pop one of those up as well. And definitely check out all the content at Tony's YouTube here. I'm not the only capper that's starting to put out some videos and produce more content. It's on the up and up, so definitely keep checking out here at Tony's Picks. We appreciate everybody that tunes into those videos. Thanks, everybody.
That's right. That's right, guys.
Get it.
Check us out here on the channel. Minnie, what do you got planned here on the week at the Tony Picks YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's right. We got you covered here in the NFL. Love that NFL rundown show. Also, we got you covered for college football here this weekend. So yeah, we're pretty excited with how things are moving, right? We're ready to go, rolling in the right direction. And hopefully you guys are enjoying our content as well. It looks like it. I mean, we're getting lots of views. Oh, yeah. So you guys make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe and comment on our videos to get those out there in the algorithm. To get more watchers. So if we can't do this without you, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate everybody commenting here, and of course watching our live show, and of course our on-demand videos. Of course, if you ever miss a live show, we also archive it. YouTube archives it immediately, so you can go back and watch it again. If you need more picks, of course, if you're just tuned in late, we started with the NFL, our whole entire rundown in NFL, then NBA, then NHL. So guys, check us out here at Tony Picks YouTube channel. All right, that's going to do it. Any closing thoughts before we end the show?
No.
It'll
be a good day. I'm excited.
David says Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns. That's too light. Take to over 2.5 passing touchdowns for Burrow. Big day for the Bengals loading. No bungling it up today. Bengals need this win to stay around and relevant in the playoffs. So
yes.
And I think they get it. Burrow over 2.5 passing touchdowns today.
Burrow through the Raiders defense, says Rod. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Going to wake up. Bye, guys. You guys make it a winning Sunday. We're back here Monday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show.